From ABC, this is World News This Morning. Here's Asha Blake.
It's Thursday morning. Thanks for being with us on this day. In California, a dramatic story of vigilante justice ends with freedom and a public apology from a convicted killer. In Jamestown, east of San Francisco, Ellie Nessler was reunited with her children after serving a 4-year sentence for the courtroom slaying of Daniel Driver, who was accused of molesting her son. Earlier in the day, she made a plea bargain to win her release. Jim Weeder of KGO-TV has the story.
45-year-old Ellie Star Nessler spent...
In Jackson Township, New Jersey, it is being called a double tragedy. A 15-year-old is charged with sexually abusing and strangling an 11-year-old boy. Edward Werner was selling candy door-to-door for a school fundraiser. Police say he went to the suspect's door and that the teenager wanted the boy's money. The Army's top enlisted man is one step away from going to trial on sexual misconduct charges. A reviewing officer says Sergeant Major of the Army Gene McKinney should be court-martialed. The general in charge of the Washington Military District will make the final decision. McKinney has denied all the allegations. And in other news, one of the people who knew Princess Diana best is speaking out about her loss. Sarah Ferguson, Diana's former sister-in-law, says she thinks Diana would be overwhelmed by the intensity of the public mourning over her death. Fergie gave her first interview since the crash to ABC's Diane Sawyer on last night's Primetime Live.
How are you? I don't know.
Sarah Ferguson speaking with ABC's Diane Sawyer on last night's Primetime Live. Right now, it's time to take a look at your weather forecast for today. The Northwest is in for another stormy day with heavy rain and gale force winds. Scattered showers in the southern Rockies and in the southern plains, but most of the country will be sunny and dry. Cooler than normal in the Northeast, but summer-like temperatures for those of you in the central U.S. Seasonable out west. That's the national forecast. Now let's take a look at the weather where you are. Coming up on Good Morning America, the buck starts here. How to know when that stuff in your attic, all that stuff might be maybe a little bit valuable. That's news for now. Thanks for being with us. See you back here tomorrow.
You're watching ABC.
From ABC, this is World News This Morning. Here's Asha Blake.
Good morning and thanks for joining us on this Wednesday. We appreciate your time. There is a new development in the Middle East to tell you about as Israel and the Palestinians struggle to keep the peace process from falling apart. Today, Israel released a leader of the radical group Hamas from prison, citing his poor health. Now, it may seem like a humanitarian gesture, but like most events in the region, there's more than one way of looking at it. Here's ABC's Clay Scott.
Sheikh Ahmad Yassin was taken in the middle of the night from the Israeli prison cell he occupied for 8 years.
In Paris, previous test results found evidence of alcohol and prescription drugs in Henri Paul, the driver killed in the Princess Diana crash. Well, now new tests show how long those substances were in his system. ABC's Lucretia Quinn has that story.
New laboratory tests ordered by French authorities.
The Whitewater investigation is fast becoming one of the most expensive independent counsel probes in history. An audit shows independent counsel Kenneth Starr has spent about $30 million so far looking into President and Mrs. Clinton's Arkansas investments and other allegations of possible wrongdoing. Well, the record is $40 million spent investigating the Iran-Contra affair. And welcome back. In economic news, a solid gold deal for some silver screens. ABC's Juju Chang has that and the rest of the morning business report.
Good morning. A big deal for lots of big screens.
A new expanded TV rating system takes effect today. Viewers will see a V if a program contains violence, an S for sex, an L for language that could be viewed as offensive, and a D for suggestive dialogue. The new ratings will appear alongside current age-based ratings. All major networks except NBC are going along with this new ratings plan. Okay. For continuous coverage of the news, check out the ABC News website at abcnews.com. Look for it on the World Wide Web or through America Online. More news coming up. You're watching ABC's World News This Morning.
This morning's business report brought to you by Gateway 2000. It's almost 13 after.
A $20,000 baby grand piano seized from the home of O.J. Simpson must be returned. A judge in Santa Monica yesterday agreed with Simpson's mother, Eunice, who testified that the piano actually belonged to her. The piano was seized in August to help satisfy a $33 million civil judgment against Simpson. And if Mrs. Simpson ever needs someone to play that piano, she can call on one unique individual who has the ability well beyond his years. ABC's Nathan Thomas has the story from London.
Defying convention that all of us should be asleep right now, we are awake and alive and sitting up along with all of you. We're in New York. I'm Mark Mullen.
Thanks for being with us. I'm Asha Blake. Most likely they're sitting up. You know, they could be reclining, laying down, in bed.
It'd be interesting to do sort of a poll. I bet most people are sort of hanging out.
Although I've talked to a lot of people work late at night and they're sitting at their computers and have us on in the background, you know.
We're
company, I guess.
We're just music. And
we're just props in their lives.
That's all right.
Yeah, speaking of lives, you know, there are probably some mothers who have wanted to go on strike.
Nice segue.
Thank you. Have wanted to go on strike at some point in their life. But this may be the first time a mother has gone on strike, and there's video to show you about it, Mark. This is in Illinois. Check this out. This is a woman, Michelle Trudeau. She went up in a tree, and she said she was driven up a tree literally by the family that she waits on hand and foot. She's on strike. She put up a sign, on strike mom, no cooking, no cleaning, no doctoring, banking, or even taxi service, out of order. Isn't that wild?
Just sort of making a statement that she's tired of it?
Yeah, but then her kids, 7-year-old Rachel, 13-year-old Joseph, and 15-year-old Misty took out a plate of brownies. That always works. And mom came down.
She came out of the tree?
She came out of the tree and said negotiations are underway. Smart mother, smart mother.
You. Yes, you. Come here. No, a little bit closer. Closer. I said closer. We, you, me, Juju, we are not alone. There are cameras everywhere, not just the ones on the air. Employers in thousands of workplaces have their eye on things, if you know what I mean. The issue of privacy in the workplace is under debate in Salt Lake City, where some workers made an unsavory discovery. Here's Tony Yang of KTVX-TV. Watch.
Jerry Winslow, the man on the left, is hoping his attorney will be able to convince a judge.
You love that little scepter, don't you?
It's a wand.
What's the difference between a wand and a scepter?
I don't know. I like wand better.
All right. Wave your wand. Alaska will be mostly dry.
Go away. Make him go away. Okay.
Milder than normal temperatures expected in much of the country. More on the national outlook. Local forecast.
Things are going downhill fast.
Runaway cows in South Dakota.
Go away.
I go. I'm going away.
Go away.
All down the street. There go the lights.
No.
Out comes
the lights
the
are coming out.
And happy Halloween, everybody.
Wait, I have to do my last Mark Mullen imitation. What's that all about?
Yeah, here's mine.
I never eat anything fattening, and I'm losing all kinds of weight. Have a great weekend,
Leave me alone. Happy Halloween. Bye.